On opening night, November 8th, Virginia Opera's new production of The Magic Flute began with the house lights up. On the bare stage was a bed, and several children's toys were scattered around. As the overture continued, a silent young couple were going to bed, angry with one another. Then their dream began. I confess I was more than a little leery at the idea of staging The Magic Flute as a dream sequence, but for the most part it worked, and allowed for some delightful touches that kept the action zipping along. I've never seen better uses of the three boy spirits who helped Tamino on his journey. Anna Maples, Fran Coleman, and Kristen Choi sang with clarity, energy, and good humor as they appeared and reappeared on children's scooters, hobby horses, or a tricycle clad in white jackets, jodhpurs, boots, and pith helmets. They were just a hoot. Tenor Matthew Plank, who was Nanki Poo in Vio's Mikado, sang Prince Tamino with passion and fervor. He's gotten firmer control of his vibrato, which still threatens to break loose, but fortunately did not. Pamina, the plucky abducted princess, daughter of the Queen of the Night, was sung by Nadine Sierra. Her beautiful soprano voice suited the character admirably, strong without being overpowering, sweet without ever cloying. Her duets with Plank were lovely. Baritone David Purcell nearly stole the show as Papageno, the birdcatcher in search of a girlfriend, who was reluctantly drafted into helping Tamino. Purcell, who was the island chief Zerga in last year's The Pearl Fishers, had all the chops. Hearty voice, believable acting, and lively movement. As the screechy hag who turns into his beloved Papagena, soprano Amanda Opushinsky had less to do, but did it with humor and grace. In her third VO appearance, soprano Heather Buck sang the role of Pamina's mother, the Queen of the Night, with powerful intensity, making her character both cold and fiery. Her aria, in which she exhorts her daughter to kill Sarastro, the one with that high, high F, was chilling and more impressive than her more subdued first act aria. As her sunlit counterpart Sarastro, bass Kenneth Kellogg had the look of Billy D. Williams in Star Wars, tall, elegant, imposing, assured, but perhaps not quite as vocally powerful as the lowest notes demanded. The three ladies, minions of the Queen of the Night, were portrayed wittily by Natalie Polito, Courtney Miller, and Sarah Williams. The director had the three channeling the Supremes, complete with Motown-style choreography. The role of the villainous Monostatos, overseer of Sarastro's slaves, was sung by tenor Ryan Connolly with energy and verve. He was tattooed like a TV gang member and clad in swoop-toed pink genie slippers and bulbous bright purple and pink harem pants reminiscent of hip-hop artist MC Hammer. And Connolly had the hip-hop moves, too. The men's chorus sounded just great, and they were fully engaged in the action, not just stand here, sing this. Stage director Michael Schell did a bang-up job. The second half of The Magic Flute can get pretty static, what with all its ponderous paeans to the joys of Freemasonry, but Schell deftly kept everything light, brisk, and thoroughly enjoyable. I'm still not entirely convinced by the dream sequence idea, but this production skipped happily over just about every pitfall. Scenic designer Troy Howery's sets were bright and workable. Marie Ann Chiment's costumes were terrific to look at and moved well, and Driscoll Otto's lighting heightened every scene. This Magic Flute was sung in English with helpful English supertitles, useful in high tessituras. However, I found Kit Hesketh Harvey's translation from the German to be remarkably silly. It's not often you see an audience cheering for the conductor coming back into the pit to begin the second half, but that's exactly what happened. Conductor Mark Russell Smith created holes to cradle the singers' voices so that the orchestra never covered a crucial line but was always supportive. That's pretty rare, and the Virginia Symphony players were most responsive. Full marks to Smith. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.